Hey everyone, what is up? I am so glad that you all are here for another video, another review. I am Tia Joy. Welcome to my channel. I hope you all been having a wonderful week because it has been great and I just cannot wait to get into this review. But if you missed last week, I talked about Madea Goes to Jail, the play, versus Madea Goes to Jail, the movie. And if you missed it, do not worry, honey. I got you. Check this out. Of course, when Madea tells Tony not only how to pray, but talking about the story of the Bible and getting all of the characters mixed up. Say the reason why Peter got distracted because Jonah in the well came swimming underneath. And it's like, Jesus saved me. He's like, no, it's okay. I got to go to Calvary, but I'm going to see your helper. And guess who came through? Noah came rowing in the boat, and then he upgraded the boat, turned it into the cruise ship. I said, I'm so done with Madea. So if you want to see more of that, I will have the link above so you can check out the rest of the review. And plus, don't forget to put in the comments what you liked about either the play or the movie, or did you like both? Did you think he should have made a movie? Did you not think he should make a movie? What do you think? Just put it all in the comments. But today I'm going to continue with another Tyler Perry versus, and I'm going to talk about Diary of a Mad Black Woman, the play, versus Diary of the Mad Black Woman, the movie. Now, before I get into this, I have some things to tell you. So, if you do not know, I have made some books on Amazon, and I made some Make Wise Choices journal, planner, and I also have a notebook that you can get. Plus, I also have financial journals. So if you are on this journey this year of better managing your money and keeping track, I have those planners available for you, plus the Tithes and Offering Firstfruit tracker as well. I have prayer journals. So I have some for the whole fam, for the men, the women, and the kids. So make sure you go get that. And I also have a gratitude book. So if you want to be more grateful this year and you want to journal what you're grateful for every single day for 90 days, I have that available, and I'll have all the links in the description box below so that way you can go and get it today to get started on that great journey of completing and having an amazing year for 2022. Last but not least, if you have not subscribed to this channel, get on board, be a part of the fam. So hit that subscribe button right there below, and also hit the bell and turn that notification on, honey, so that way you can be in the know where I'm putting this video. So Diary of a Mad Black Woman, the play and the movie, so to be honest, I liked both of them, and actually Diary of a Mad Black Woman, the movie, was actually Tyler Perry's first movie, and it was the first thing that he actually put as far as movie from a play. So that is really great. So nothing feels better than to see something that you just seen from the play and now you're about to see it in movies and see what's going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the comparison and the differences between the play and movie. So let's start with the play. So Diary of a Black Woman, the play. So we have Helen. So Helen, and we have Charles and Helen, they're married. And then we have Orlando, we have Myrtle, we have Madea, we have Brenda, we have Mildred, Crazy Mildred, Will, and Daddy Charles. So we have those as the characters. Now for the movie, we still have Madea. So Madea is playing Madea. We don't have Daddy Charles, but instead we have Grandpa Joe. So I can see where the craziness of Grandpa Charles came from the play and how it was Grandpa Joe. And then with Madea and Grandpa Joe, they are actually brothers and sisters. So I like how he was able to do that. We have Orlando, and low-key, I'm not going to be mean. I mean, Orlando is still Orlando, but I hated, Shamar Moore's braids. I hated his braids in the movie, I'm not gonna lie. So, but at the end of the day, we don't keep it moving. I believe he was doing another filming around that time and he needed the braids, but I hated his braids throughout the whole movie. What y'all think? Put it in the comments. I'm just very curious about that. We have Charles, then we still have Myrtle, and we still have Brenda. Now with Brenda is actually not friends with Helen. We don't know who this Brenda character is. She comes in with Charles later on. But in the play, Helen and Brenda were friends. So that's very interesting how he changed that a little bit up. So now Brenda is the other woman. So that's interesting. We have Mildred. So Mildred is in here, and you know, Mildred is still Mildred, which is the crazy woman who tries on the weed. And I think I mentioned Myrtle. And for Myrtle, actually, for the play, I think, yeah, Myrtle is the same thing. She was the same character, because I was about to say Cora, but it's not. But it's Tim LeMan. She played Myrtle for this one. So that's interesting. So for the play, we have Helen and her mother, and then we also had Daddy Charles and Charles. So we have the parents on both sides. But for the movie, we just have Helen's mother. So that was the only thing that was different. We also have some extra other characters in here. So with Brian, we actually see him, and we have a story without him, with him and his wife Deborah. And so with Deborah and Helen in the movie, they knew each other because evidently they were like friends. So that's, I could say, Helen's like only like friend versus in the play Brenda was Helen's friend. And then we also have the kids, Jamerson, and then we also have Christina. And of course we have Cora. Cora comes in here, but Cora is singular. She's not really like a character or anything. And then we have good old Chandra, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so she was in here too. So those are pretty much with the characters as far as from the play versus the movie. Now some of my favorite scenes, so I'm going to talk about the play because first of all, both movie and play were both funny. They both have great lessons. They both have something that was talked about. I mean, there is a little twist versus the play and the movie that did make it different a little bit later, and I'm not going to tell you because I think you should go watch it and see what that difference was. But at the end of the day, there was a little twist between Helen and Charles and their relationship a little bit later, so I'm just gonna keep it there. So the first things first is what I like about the play. So I'm going to get to the play scenes, the favorite scenes. So the scenes I like that in the play was with the weed with Daddy Charles, and you have Myrtle, you have Will, and they're like, you know, playing their little poker thing going on, and then they all acting crazy, and then they go into this singing and dancing. I love that whole scene. That was just super funny. She's like, I said, I'm so done with Myrtle. I was so done. I remember Mildred, like she was crazy, but I really love that scene. So I like that one. Of course, I'm gonna like Medea. When Medea comes out and Medea acting crazy, the two scenes I like is the first one with Medea talking about pieces made of steel and how she went into a whole sermon about. In the Bible it says, peace be still and let the Lord fight your battle. And it's just that whole thing. She's like, peace is made of steel. And they start shouting. I said, I'm so doing it. They start bouncing and twerk and bouncing. I said, I'm so done. It's like, hallelujah, Lord. I said, I cannot. That was so funny. So I love that part. That part was super funny. And then of course you got the other one with Medea talking about, I'm going to chop her down, I'm going to light her. She's like, what you going to do with that? Like, that was crazy. Like, Medea was crazy. So I really love those two scenes. Those scenes were super funny. Now with the movie, the scene that I like is the Wyatt Hagel when they was in there and they were acting all crazy. He's like, this is for every man who messed with a black woman. Like, it was just crazy. Like, I love that whole scene. Like, that was super funny. So he's like, rip it. And then of course a little bit later when she starts saying, okay, so we go everything in here, half of it belong to her. So which one you want, this half or this half? And they had the chainsaw. Like, that was crazy. Like, I could die. We divided everything in half. Say you gonna have half of everything. Like, that was too funny. I love that part. So that part was funny. But one thing I also love as well, and it's not really like a funny scene, but I almost like when Helen, like when she got revenge, like she was like, you could tell she hung around Medea a little bit too long because she had that attitude. So when Charles, he had to get taken care of and Helen was helping him out, and when she went that whole thing and had that attitude and just toss him in the tub. Like, she went straight Medea on that. I was like, okay, Helen, I see you. I see the blood of Medea's running through your veins a little bit, getting that little, she bulked up. So I really like that. So I was like, okay, Helen, kudos to you, honey. So I just really love that. So those are my favorite scenes. So the lessons that I learned from this movie is, the first thing is that I really like that Helen did was to find herself and not through men. So with Helen, if you seen the movie and the play, Helen was all about, wanted this love from her husband. They've been married. And she was just all about, what can I do to please him? What can I do to get his attention and to get him to love me and like with me and be with me, that whole thing. But the thing is, she was so focused on Charles and trying to fight for her marriage that she pretty much lost herself. So I like the fact that when it came to Helen, she got to a place of, she just needs to find herself. Now, one thing I realized from the play versus the movie, with the play, it was, I could tell that she was finding herself, but I just felt like when Orlando came around, that's when she started to, be around him, a little bit. And I think when the mother, Myrtle, when she came in and pretty much explained to her, and talking to her and having a conversation with her, she realized that you need to let him go and he shouldn't be treating you the way he's treating you, and you need to get to know God and stuff like that. But in the movie, we actually get to see Helen actually do that start over, which is find a job and work and love what she do. And I just really like to see that. And then of course with Orlando, when he was helping, coming and helping and giving her rides and stuff like that, then she started hanging out with him. But before that, she was just trying to work on herself, trying to build herself and find confidence in her. But yeah, Orlando was there, but she also got to a place of finding her own strength within herself. I also like how Helen, when she got her power back, when she got to a place of, and that's why I think when it comes to having that time away from people and have that time to analyze yourself and know who you are. Now, once you get to a place of how you love yourself and how you want to be treated, you won't let nobody else treat you that way. So I like how when Helen was like, okay, let me explain something to you, because Helen, she took some time to herself now. She took some time to know who she is. Now she got to a point of, listen here.
You ain't gonna be talking to me like that. That's not how it's gonna happen.
When Helen knew who she was, she said, Charles, she put him right in his place. She was like,
I'm trying to help you. Don't be talking to me like that.
She let him know. Good for you, Helen. Yes, good for you. Because, honey, and sometimes you gotta let them know the credentials of where of your uplifting have come from. Okay, the old Helen would be like, okay, sure, whatever, maybe we keep it. But this new Helen that is in front of you
ain't gonna tolerate that, period.
So I like the fact that she gave him a difference. I ain't the same person now. I've been gone and we've been not together for a while now. And I found myself. So honey, take several seats, or unless you gonna be left behind. Bye. So I like how she took her power. Yes, Helen, you better let them know what is up. You gonna learn today, sir. Okay. Period. Now, another thing that I've learned is forgiveness. I believe that's big and huge, and I know I've been talking about that a lot, but just forgiving. And Helen had to come to a place of forgiving, because if she didn't forgive, then she wouldn't be able to move forward. She had to forgive Charles for how he treated her, but she really, it just showed how much she really did love him. But another thing that comes to mind as well that I would say is forgiveness is a big thing, but also another thing is we just have to be careful how we treat people. And so that, I would say that's a third lesson. Be careful how you treat people, because you never know. And I believe Charles learned that because he took Helen for granted. And she was a good woman. She helped him. She was there for him. She, cleaned for him. She cooked. She did a lot of things for him. And he just didn't appreciate anything that she's done, and she took even the little things that we take for granted, such as cooking and cleaning. Oh, that's not really a job, that's just, you're just doing whatever, you're not serious. But it's like but as he got to a place of being, he couldn't do those, he couldn't walk, when he got to a place he couldn't cook, he couldn't pretty much do nothing, now he realized even the smallest things, it is a big thing, and it does help. And I guess that could go to a third lesson. Even the little things matter. How can I say this? Don't despise the little things. There we go. Don't despise the little things, because what we despise may be is another piece, is another seed to something greater. We should just be careful about how we treat each other, because we never know, the people that we put down, the people that we stump on, we may need them. You may need that person in the future. So it's just very careful. We just have to be careful of how we treat each other, and be kind to another, regardless if it's friends, regardless if it's marriage, regardless if it's at work or co-worker or whatever you're dealing with. My thing is, you just never know. So, you know, you just never know what they will turn out to be. And I like how for the play and the movie, Charles got to a place of realizing, you know, I was wrong. Like, I was wrong for the way I treated. He realized that when he was in a position he couldn't do nothing, and the only person that cared enough for him was Helen. Like, everyone else left. And that's another thing that as we grow, and as things that it really I know it definitely tests, no matter what relationship you in. If something goes wrong with you, who is going to be there for you? Or are people just there for the hype? Are they just there because they see you successful and they just want to be a part of that? Or, you know, will they be your ride or die? And clearly, as we saw Helen, even though they went through what they went through, Helen still had some type of care, that she came back and helped Charles, which was crazy. All these lessons just come in like we just learning and growing. So there's just so much that just come into that. But another thing, but the last lesson I would say that I learned from this movie is about journaling. You know, writing a diary. And notice this movie and the play is called Diary of a Mad Black Woman. And so it just I like how the fact that as she's growing and as she's becoming who she didn't even think she could be on her own without the help and assistance of someone else, that she's documenting her growth. She's writing this stuff down. She's putting dates and writing how she feels, writing what she's grateful for, and what she's learning, and writing it down in notebooks. So I think that's a great lesson too. So I know for me, I do that too. And so I like the fact that I can be able to put my thoughts on a piece of paper and write it and have something for myself. And, you know, sometimes I want to go back and I'll go back and look and check it out. Like, wow, I wrote this, I wrote that, I wrote this, I wrote that. So it just shows the power of writing things down. And, you know, if that's something that if you want to get into this year, I got some journals that I'm selling, that I have available, that you can definitely get started on that. Is that something that you want to do and write your own diary or write your own journal? So I like that. So that's the other lesson that I learned. But those are all the lessons that I learned. There was a lot of great ones that I put in there. So hopefully one of them, that the lessons that the 5 that I said, it can help you on your journey to becoming the best you possibly can. So with that, all that said, that's all that I have for this review. If you liked it, go ahead and hit the like button below, and plus subscribe to this channel and hit the bell and turn that notification on. Tyler Perry, you did it again. This was your first baby, your first movie that just launched everything else. So we're very grateful. I'm very grateful, and I just want to say thank you, and I cannot wait to whatever you put out. If you guys have any comments or anything that you liked about either play or movie, or if you have lessons that you learned too, definitely put all that in the comments. I would love to hear from you about that. If I already said that, then I'm going to say it again, because it is important, you know. like and hit it in the comments. I just want to hear it. It lets me know that y'all watching. It lets me know that you're seeing it. So put that in the comments. But thank you guys so much. Love you guys. I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. And do not forget, y'all, this whole week, don't just make good choices, y'all, but wise ones.